Good morning and good afternoon to all of those who are joining us from around the world.
Hey everyone.
I don't know where you're based. I think we have a few different locations on the call already, so we're gonna. I think the plan is to leave it a few minutes just for everyone else to join us in case there are any stragglers, and then we'll get cracking with an incredibly exciting presentation today on third-party cookies. Maybe brief intros while we're waiting. My name's Angus. It's lovely to meet you all. I've been at ADvendio for about a year and a half, and I'm the account manager. So I look after a number of our customers in the UK and Europe. And I'm also fortunate enough to deal with a few in kind of the APAC region too. So that's me. It's lovely to have so many of you on the call today. And I can see people are still joining. So Maria, after you.
Thank you, Angus. Well, my name is Maria. I've been working at ADvendio for 3 years now. I'm located at the Chilean office, and I cover territories in Europe. I cover France and Spain and Latin America as well. So yeah, it's been a great journey at ADvendio, learning every day from the industry and all the changes and new trends. So it's very exciting to be part of this amazing team at ADvendio. Are we ready, Angus? What do you think?
I think maybe if we give it another minute or two. But yeah, Maria is very fortunate in our Chilean office. For those of you who maybe don't know ADvendio so well, we're kind of spaced pretty evenly across the globe. Actually, I think Hamburg, Dublin. I'm obviously based in London. We've got an office in the US and then an office as well in Chile, which sadly I've not had the opportunity to visit yet, but I'm working on it. I'll have a word with my CEO tomorrow and see what kind of...
You should start planning the trip. Yeah, it's time now.
I'm working on it very hard. We'll see what we can get. Okay, perfect. Well, maybe I think we should think about starting. I don't know about you, Maria.
I think we're good to go. 3 minutes already. And we're a German company, so we cannot be that late.
We need to start on time, exactly. Okay, well, we'll get going then. Everyone, it's lovely to meet each of you. As I mentioned, my name's Angus, and I'll be presenting today alongside my colleague Maria. Together, we're both account managers, and we support a number of our new customers globally, and also help alongside some of our existing customers too. We've got, I imagine this will probably take about 20-25 minutes maybe or so of talking you through well, our agenda today, and then we'll have some Q&As later. So we're going to start with looking at some of the trends that are resulting as part of this entire dialogue currently around third-party cookies. Then we're going to be looking at the opportunity that is present in the marketplace as a result, and the opportunity that publishers can potentially capitalize on, and then we'll have a look at what we believe as well as the solution and a way that we can enable publishers to best make the most of that opportunity. So that is our plan today. Once again, welcome to you all. We will have a few housekeeping rules though, just so you're aware. Some of you may have attempted to speak already. I'm afraid you're all muted. I know that's very upsetting. We're not going to be able to have a direct dialogue right now. But you are able to communicate with us via a chat box, which I am assured is on the right-hand side of your screen on the control panel. So you're able to submit some questions here. They'll all be answered at the end of the call, or at least we'll give them a good go to try and answer them to the best of our abilities. And I apologize if I miss any of them, but if you want to make my life tricky, you're more than welcome to. We'll also be sending out the recording of the webinar a couple of days afterwards. It will also be available on demand on our website as well if anyone wants to access it again at a later date. And of course, if you have any questions that result from this call or that pop into your head afterwards, you're more than welcome to reach out to myself directly or to Maria or to, frankly, any of my colleagues at ADvendio as well. I think we'll be very happy to answer any of your questions. So without further ado, let me hand you over to Maria. And we can start the presentation.
Perfect, Angus. Thank you for this perfect introduction. So now let's get started. So we all know that a profound and abrupt shift is coming for everyone who uses the internet. So by 2022, regulations designed to protect consumer privacy, particularly the California Consumer Privacy Act, and major technology companies will require users explicit permission to share and use data generated from digital interactions. So because users are generally unaware of how their data is used and are unlikely to consent to sharing their data, the 152 billion US digital advertising industry will lose access to most third-party data, which has powered programmatic advertising, as we know. So the change will be a reckoning for an advertising industry. The loss of third-party data will leave marketers, ad agencies, and the publishing and media vehicles where advertising appears with little or no first-party data. We all know what is that, data that is directly from consumers who consent to sharing it. So all this will remain in the dark about behavioral and demographic insights that currently help them create target audiences and segments. Although the McKinsey & Company research suggests that some executives in the US ad ecosystem do not think this loss will materially affect the revenue and finances, the economic impact on advertisers, publishers, and providers of data platforms is really, really uncertain. And the challenges are immense. So, well, Angus, what do you think about that? Do you have some charts for me? Can you show me? There you go.
So the expected decline in advertising revenue for publishers resulting from this deprecation of the cookie, as people like to call it, comes at a time when there's obviously already significant pressure on traditional publishers all over the world, right? So we see a trioply of Google, Facebook, and Amazon, and they already make up or will make up 64% of all US digital ad spending this year. Due to their extensive first-party data as well, they're also uniquely placed to continue to offer highly personalized and targeted campaigns to their clients, even after the end of the cookie. So for this reason, traditional publishers are expected to continue to hemorrhage what is a very valuable market share to their core competition over the next couple of years. Next slide, please, Maria. Publishers who are already scrapping for what is a limited and decreasing share of that cake, it's now going to get even harder for them to offer hyper-personalized campaigns, and the so-called big three will have an even stronger comparative USP. However, within the challenge, there's also a rapidly growing digital ad spend globally as well. So as you can see with eMarketer's forecasts, it is an industry in continued acceleration. You can see that for every 6-month period, our forecasts are getting more and more dramatic and increasing more and more. So the cake itself is growing, even if the share of which publishers have access to is technically shrinking. But we now have a significant industry pressure, which will help define whether many publishers will sink or swim. And this will come down to which publishers are best placed to offer a competitive product, which can come close to matching or even exceed that which is offered by their largest competitors, be those big tech companies or alternatively other publishers. So therein, we have our opportunity.
Exactly. So basically, there is a huge opportunity for publishers to take a wider share of their market if they are able to create a winning product. At a time where digital revenues are growing, advertisers and agencies are ready to pay a premium for the right product that can deliver huge growth potential. So basically, the right product is trustworthy, high quality, verifiable, and able to deliver a message to concise audience across multiple platforms. So this is one reason why we expect a boom in the demand for contextual ads. So essential to being able to offer this is having a strong data strategy based around opt-in first-party data. This is where media groups in particular have a unique offering, as they can have more in-depth understanding of their audiences tracked across multiple websites. So now we know how to offer advertisers and agencies something which they want, which will set us apart from the crowd.
Perfect. However, it's not enough to simply have the capability to deliver an exciting project and product and to have that data. Publishers also need to be able to sell those products in a convincing way, which exceeds the expectations of agencies and advertisers. And as such, we also need to reimagine the way that we're engaging with our customers, with our advertisers, with our agencies. So we already know that around 15% of yearly digital ad spend is lost to the ether. Usually the blame for this falls on a lack of data transparency in marketplaces in particular. But now with the switch to first-party marketplaces and more direct advertising, there will be easier access to more verifiable data across various ad delivery workflows. So there's a possibility to deliver more transparency on ad spend and also campaign performance directly to advertisers. Not only will this deliver a better customer experience for your clients, but also likely to be a new expectation of doing business, shall we say, particularly with large agencies or enterprises. So publishers need to ensure that they can meet the growing demand of their customers by enabling them to reach their desired audiences at all times. This includes moments when certain audience groups may also be unavailable or pre-booked on their platforms. So we're also seeing that there's a need to extend organic audiences as well, which is very important. Audience extensions through partner publications, other brands within a media group, or even via socials is essential to provide a one-stop shop omnichannel experience and omnichannel campaigns to your customers, and for both protecting and expanding your digital revenue. And finally, whilst customers' expectations will be to get more transparency across their campaign workflows and to have omnichannel campaigns, the need to provide this relationship is paired with the challenge of having a slightly decreasing workforce. So we're already seeing some ad-based businesses look to move some of their revenue channels over to subscriber numbers, and how we're seeing revenue models shift there. And that's obviously fantastic for gathering more first-party data. And indeed, of course, for many businesses, advertising isn't a core revenue stream already. 40% of publishers are expecting to cut numbers in terms of their workforce, and the recent effect of the COVID pandemic, of course, is exaggerating this as well. So there's a huge need to leverage automation to support smaller workforces in producing the delivery of transparent omnichannel campaigns, but also at the same time improving that customer experience as well. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, as it were. Maria, over to you.
Exactly. So this is where we jump in. This is where ADvendio comes into the picture. And as you can see, ADvendio can support all platforms of advertising media, whether it be traditional publishing, linear, radio, or digital. So perhaps you sell out-of-home ads, events, in-house editorial, marketing, whatever it might be, we can be our partner for omnichannel campaigns. So now we are going to take a look at our history and how we've grown during the last 18 years. So ADvendio was founded in 2004 by our CEO, Bernd Bube, as a Salesforce consulting operation in Germany. And after working closely with advertising businesses for a number of years, Bernd recognized a need in the market to streamline the advertising management process. So he decided to build an all-in-one cloud-based solution that would accomplish this with large enterprise companies to small and medium-sized operations in mind. So in 2010, ADvendio integrated the cross-channel advertising sales, order, and finance solution to have a more complete solution. And fast forward to today, ADvendio is the leading solution built on Salesforce, best rated on the App Exchange for publishers, advertisers, and agencies, FYI, just so you know, with head offices in Germany, USA, Ireland, and Chile, providing support to customers in more than 25 countries. So that's something. And of course, further expansion on is on our roadmap, and we believe our team of exceptional people will help us to get there as a global advertising software provider. Looking forward to the future of advertising with self-service and marketplace solutions. You'll hear more about that, no doubt. Go ahead, Angus.
So as well as creating and supporting the delivery of cross-media omnichannel campaigns, ADvendio brings with it a lot of capability to support a reimagination of the ad sales process. So it's important to note ADvendio is 100% native to Salesforce and the Salesforce platform. Many of our customers don't use Salesforce, preceding their relationship with ADvendio as a CRM. What this simply means is that our clients can benefit from a host of scalable, secure technological capabilities, which ADvendio has then built on top of and enhanced. So it's a real winner for a number of those that we speak with. And I think, yeah, it's a real plus that we're able to leverage that technology in that platform. If you're already using Salesforce, then it means that ADvendio can fit seamlessly into your existing workflow, simply bringing the process inside a single location and creating a revolution in change without at the same time causing lots of business disruption and changing workflow. So that's also another kind of real plus point that we can deliver into both brownfield environments, but also, fresh greenfield environments without the need to have a kind of a pre-existing or even necessarily a new relationship with Salesforce at the same time. So that's I suppose a flexible area, you could say, in terms of how we can operate. And the result of that is that via integrations to exchanges and ad servers as well as DSPs, you can then have multiple campaigns under a single client, stretching across multiple platforms, but with all your data both being flighted and reconciled under a single roof, and to have that done automatically. Better yet, that's then all done alongside all of your commercial data. So it then makes it very easy to report on, and that stands for both your direct advertising and also all of your programmatic advertising as well. So it really does become a single source of truth. And something that we're increasingly talking about actually on our client calls at the moment is the automation you can then layer on top of that. Once you have that data structure there and everything centralized, you can then layer on AI and BI, which you can use to leverage further automations and processes internally. And if you want to go really crazy, you can then enable self-service. So you can have totally automated experiences from the client side as well as internally. Together, these capabilities enable you to deliver outstanding customer experiences at scale alongside transparent campaigns, irrespective of having a limited workforce. Obviously, if you have 30 people selling campaigns and suddenly you only have 20, it makes sense rather than necessarily having to go and employ a load of people to be able to simply streamline the work that your team are already doing. And that's one of the ways that we're helping in that situation. It maximizes the amount of work a salesperson can do in a day, and they also allow ops teams to spend more time on improving campaign performance rather than communicating with commercial teams as well, which is obviously a big loss at the moment. So the right and relevant data is effectively at everyone's fingertips throughout the entire workflow of that ad sale or ad inventory management, should we say, if we take it back a step further, right the way through to delivery and even kind of doing the financial side of it as well. So that's a big plus from us. Maria.
Yes, Angus. So I'm going to get a little bit more technical here. So here, as well as delivering automation to achieve your business goals, ADvendio also becomes the single source of the truth for your data, as Angus was saying. So via ad servers, you would import data sets and targeting groups into ADvendio from your DMP, where you can then manage them and associate them with campaigns. So here you can have a huge flexibility over your reporting and dig deep into how you are commercially applying your first-party data. So you can flight and target campaigns via direct integrations with your SSPs, whether that be Sander, GAM, Freewheels, Smart, and so on. So you can bring back data which you can then use to demonstrate campaign performance to your clients. So you can leverage ADvendio's DSP connections such as DV360 or Facebook to extend your campaigns and audiences within the same campaign as your own in-house product. And you can then optimize in-flight campaigns, which are split across third-party and first-party products to gain greater wallet share. So all of this leveraging your customer data and with the ability to report within a single solution. So it's pretty awesome, I think, right?
So now you've got an understanding of how ADvendio fits into your wider media ecosystem. I think a good place to start is to talk about inventory. So inventory management sits very much the core of the ADvendio platform, and often actually I think it's an undervalued or under-scrutinized part of the media sales process. At least that's based on my experience when I'm speaking with prospective new customers. Quite often when we speak, the conversation centers around other topics, different topics of automation, for example, or leveraging different types of data. And if we do talk about inventory, we tend to talk about rate cards. And frequently, I think it's oversimplified and it can be glossed over. The conversation around inventory that we like to have anyway is much less about what you will sell and what you're selling, and rather how you want to sell it and how you want to engage with your customers and what they want to be buying effectively. In order to provide your customers with a flexible sales or buying process, you need to be able to allow your sales teams to readily choose and select line items of an omnichannel campaign, which will enable them to hit their chosen audience and to have that all together under a single bundle irrelevant of its constituents. And that means that at an inventory level, you need a flexible but hierarchical structure upon which you can map your customer segments and also where you can store key values. Now, in a digital world, that means, it may simply be meaning associating various targeting criteria, but contextually, it also means ensuring you select the correct brands and publications. And then when we start tackling a campaign which includes print, and when we start getting into the weeds of leveraging postcode data, for example, which may sit in a DMP, which can then be associated with various pricing structures within your hierarchy and things like that, it can get quite complicated. So I think it's really important to have a focus on that. And importantly, when you're managing that in ADvendio, you can store a huge amount of data at a product level. So this provides the maximum amount of flexibility that you need to enable your sales teams. And this then also provides a platform from which you can layer, again, AI and BI capabilities and engines such as next best action, for example, or various product recommendations. And the added benefit, therefore, of understanding availability reservations already offered ad space that helps to avoid things like double booking across those groups as well, rather than just on a line item level. So I think that's an important topic to focus on.
Yeah, and we've already mentioned a little around audience extensions and data transparency, but very importantly, these processes can simply become another step alongside the sales or ad hoc workflow, rather than having two teams manually communicating or even separate businesses. The workflow becomes the joint and brief process through the third-party product was your own. So then better yet, you can publish all this information, data and capability to ADvendio self-service portal to enable your customers to refresh and update their own reports on their campaign performances. Example, an agency can look at various reports across their various advertisers, make requests, or alternatively create their own campaigns to proactively target new audiences. So every field in ADvendio is tracked and reportable in real time, and you can get total visibility across your full organization.
As I mentioned before, one of the reasons that ADvendio is an ideal partner in this journey together is also our experience in the industry. As Maria suggested, we've been in this industry for 12 to 13 years. Our platform is used very extensively across the world. We've got over 150 clients now, and they're all in media. So we know the challenges which you're facing, and our roadmap is constantly being developed and evolved based on the needs of our clients as well. So we're constantly listening to changes in the market. We're constantly looking and listening for different development requests or areas for future platform growth. And that's always based on the experience and the needs of our media clients globally. And as you can see, we've got 8 of them listed here. We have a lot of experience with large groups. I think DPG Media are a really lovely example of how complex you can take it, whether or not you're managing a load of linear advertising across radio and TV, whether or not you have 30, 40 newspaper or magazine publications, which may be printed on a daily, weekly, monthly calendar, and then a host of digital sites, for example. You can manage that all together, and you can create audiences built around those products, yet still have the opportunity to extend that audience via your partners or via socials or whatever it may be. You really do have a lot of flexibility, which is really important. But yeah, we have a great relationship with our clients. We've got over 150, and hopefully that's a good testament to our knowledge of the industry. But that's all I'll say on our current customers for the time being.
Yes, exactly. And some proof of our experience here also is the integrations with ADvendio already has. So we integrate with a variety of flood planning, creative production, and finance tools, as well as SSPs and DSPs, which you can see here. This is also not an exhaustive list. However, this plug and play integration can take perhaps 5 minutes to set up on the ADvendio system, and as well as enable campaign to be pushed, allowed for data to be bought back, reconciliation, or even created upload features. So importantly, if a campaign is split across multiple ad servers or fulfillment workflows, each line item's fulfillment flow is tracked, so automated and managed inside ADvendio, so that you can report on a single campaign across multiple servers and ad exchanges.
So a quick summary then of what we've discussed today. There's expected to be a loss of revenue for publishers due to cookie deprecation and the reduction in the amount of targeting that publishers can provide to their customers. This is why media groups are best placed to fight against this change, as they already have a broader base of touch points with their users, and therefore more audience data for which to create audiences. And obviously it's important to emphasize that the value of gathering first-party data with various paywalls or subscriptions or whatever it may be. ADvendio can sync with your audience data to enable targeted campaigns and target group creation, and you can also associate different audience criteria with non-digital products as well. So you can create audience-based, or you can sell in an audience-based fashion across all forms of your inventory and on your product and your rate card. So that's also an important thing. As we're built in a Salesforce system, ADvendio is more configurable than the majority of ad tech solutions. I'm putting myself out there when I say that, but I know that a lot of media businesses haven't necessarily found this, particularly on Salesforce actually, all of the time. But Salesforce is a remarkable platform that can be either a nightmare or a dream come true, you can say. ADvendio is a no-code configuration-only solution. That's important to emphasize. And in this way, we are different from our competition. That means that our process is totally flexible and can be applied to your pre-existing workflows to minimize disruption, but also maximize automation. It's one of those things that every time we do a demo, we like to show everyone how flexible it can be, and very much can be built around your existing workflows, or should I say implemented around your existing workflows, because everything's already built. That's the beautiful thing. It's all out of the box. And also what that means is being able to leverage our partnership with Salesforce, is that we share the same API as Salesforce as well. And that means we benefit from very open digital architecture, and it's very easy to integrate with a number of external tools. And indeed, what we always say is if a tool is already integrated with Salesforce, then it is effectively already integrated with ADvendio as well. It's just a case of choosing or changing what triggers there may be, or what kind of endpoints there might be on a connection. So that's also, I think, an important thing to take forward, and particularly when we start getting into a conversation of how do I leverage all the data that sits in my data lake, and how do I incorporate this into a kind of a sales-led solution.
Yes. So thank you very much, Angus, for this brilliant summary. Congrats. And let's get back to business. So exclusive webinar offer for those here present today, right now, which is a personalized demo opportunity where we can also review any specific use case in more detail and see how we can adapt that into ADvendio, or also exchange with a great experience from our side and our customers. In addition, we'll also be able to offer a free trial account, which you can use and test as you like.
Exactly, and what's quite nice as well is particularly with those demo offers is if you have a particular way that you want to sell or particular audiences or just particular, or if you think your products are particularly unique as well, we're also very happy to put those into our demo org and to effectively trial those back to you so that you can see exactly how it would fit on the ADvendio platform and how it would work in a day-to-day environment as well. So that's nice. So if you're interested in that, feel free to reach out to, again, either of us, anyone at ADvendio, or simply just reply to the email recording when it gets sent out. But before I keep going on, we also have some questions and answers, I think. So if you have any questions that you've not already submitted, you can submit them on the right-hand side of the screen. And whilst we're doing that, it's also important to note there's some webinar content available online in addition to this webinar. So you can find all kinds of topics there too, from different views on architecture to audience extensions to, I don't know, complex financial use cases and billing and all this kind of fun stuff. So anyway, feel free to submit as many questions as you like. Maria, do we have any questions?
Yes, we do. So here is the first one. So can your system be customized to work with my existing sales approach?
Yes, is the simple answer to that. So ADvendio is an out-of-the-box platform with predefined processes and workflows that exist that are, I suppose, what ADvendio views as best practice. But of course, every media company is very different. And every time we do a project, there's always 2 or 3 specific custom requests that people want to do, whether it be a change to a workflow or specific reports that are really important to them, or different forms of data that take some kind of prioritization during that workflow. The great thing is with ADvendio is it's fully flexible. You can configure the system easily, and there's no coding in there either. So one of the things that people really love is that you can be using ADvendio for 4 months. You could have already implemented everything, and then actually you just decide you want to have a change to your workflow, or you want to create some new fields, or you want to, I don't know, start, selling some new publication. That's a change in a workflow that you can manage yourself, that you can action yourselves. And you don't have to rely on ADvendio to do that either. Of course, we have a global customer success team, and you're more than happy to engage them as well. And also we have partners all over the world who are more than happy to help in that kind of a way. But the great thing is you're empowered to do that yourself. It's not a black box. There's not code that if you go in there and try and change something, the whole thing is going to fall apart. So yeah, it's a very flexible platform.
Yes, thank you, Angus. Next question here. Are you planning to integrate any further social media platforms in the future?
We certainly will be. So we've just released Facebook and Instagram integrations. So that's a very exciting one from our perspective. I think they were released in April, which is as a result of a customer request actually. So we're able to prioritize different integrations depending on I suppose the popularity of those requests, and there are further developments as well planned for 2022 and beyond. So if anyone on this call does have a particular interest around a certain integration, super welcome to give us some of that information, to let us know, and to add that to our constantly changing list of prioritize, or in terms of what integration should be next on our roadmap. But yeah, absolutely. And if you'd like to learn anything more about that, just feel free to reach out again.
Yes, perfect. So next question right here. Can I use the analytics dashboards only for important data?
Yes, you can. So you can use the enhanced reports and dashboards on Analytics Cloud for imported data from other sources, as well as any from Salesforce or from ADvendio as well. So you can report on anything in depth as much as you want, and like I said as well, we have the same integrations or the same APIs, so I say, as Salesforce as well. So we do integrate as well with a number of analytics dashboards, as well as those that you can have on Salesforce/ADvendio as well. So there's actually a lot of flexibility there, and like Maria said, every single field in ADvendio is reportable as well. And when that means you're then importing back targeting groups, for example, to associate that with your product in ADvendio through an ad server, that then means you have a lot of flexibility to go pretty in depth there.
Yes, exactly. Next question right here. How do I connect my DMP or data lake to ADvendio?
Good question. I think it will be our last question as well, I'm afraid. I think we're running out of time. But effectively, API would be my answer to that. So when it comes to DMPs, normally what happens is we import data from a DMP via an ad server. So maybe that's already hooked up with Google. I imagine you may already have an existing integration there as well. So we can actually leverage that ourselves. And also you can have an API into a data lake as well. But I guess it depends on where that data lake is stored. But another great reason to reach out and have a conversation. That's it for questions for the time being. It's been lovely to meet all of you and look forward to speaking to you all again soon.
Yes, thank you very much for coming. It was a pleasure for us being here with you guys.